Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Dad at Play. Let's jump right on into it. Following last week's announcement that Munchkin Apocalypse Guest Artist Edition was available at Barnes & Noble, Steve Jackson Games this week has announced Munchkin Legends Guest Artist Edition is now available exclusively at Target. Munchkin Legends is our go-to version of the game. It's a little bit more family-friendly than some of the other versions, particularly with some of the more adult-themed cards in the main core set. And it doesn't have the gajillion expansions, so it's a bit more manageable for us to transport and, like on vacation. This new Guest Artist Edition is a deluxe version with a brand new board, of course, new artwork for each card, and new counters to move along the board. And all of the artwork is from Munchkin comic book artist Mike Lucas. The theatrical film Ratchet Clank, which I talked about a few episodes ago, is set to arrive on Blu-ray August 9th with a digital version on August 2. Speaking of Blu-ray, Roots, the original 1977 miniseries, has arrived on Blu-ray for the first time, and I'm kind of late reviewing this because I actually took the time to watch the whole thing again. I remember when it was first broadcast, which is when I first watched it, massive success. It was essentially sort of a new way of telling stories on television. What we have here is a gripping story based on Alex Haley's novel about slavery in America over the course of several generations. Changes, alterations, deviations from the source material are inevitable, and Roots, of course, is no different, especially when you consider the miniseries, as we know it, was a new form of storytelling, really, back in the 70s. And the subject was, and still is, a bit of a hot-button topic. On top of that, the realism here is shocking, especially, when you consider this was made 40 years ago. This Roots is something that everybody should experience. There recently was a remake of the miniseries, which I hadn't watched. I was mildly interested, but this, to me, is the definitive version. I read the book after having watched the miniseries. Both are great. But there's a presence to the visual medium that you get. And I like how the aspect ratio of the original broadcast was preserved, without artificially cropping the top and bottom of the screen, forcing it to fit modern widescreen televisions. So yeah, this means there are black bars on the sides, left and right of the screen, so there's no need to be alarmed. Do not adjust your set. Roots is really not something for young kids. I was 9 or 10 at the time this was originally broadcast, and I'm sort of surprised my mother let me watch it. I don't know if I'm going to let my 10-year-old watch this. It's good. It's really good. But the subject matter and presentation are honest. And, that's a good thing. I certainly let my 13-year-old watch this. But your mileage may vary. Roots on Blu-ray here is presented in its original 8-episode format. So sometimes the episodes were 2 hours, sometimes 1 hour. That includes time for commercials, so they're shorter than that. The result is a bit weird. But remember, this was sort of a new way of storytelling, and the network wasn't sure it would work. We get a series of new and old special features, and I don't know how many of them are carried over from the previous DVD versions over any that are dropped. One of the older ones that we've got here looks at how the miniseries captivated the nation and helped shape the television landscape, and another one looks at the making of the miniseries and the difficulties. New special features include a retrospective with the cast members and how it has affected them and their careers, and another one looking at the importance of Roots in television and in history. There's, more, but you don't need me to list off all of the special features. I wonder if this miniseries is what set me off on my lifelong interest in history. I don't know. Interesting. Get it, Roots. It's fantastic. Must own. Finally, on a slightly more lighthearted note, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens has a new character bit on Kylo Ren. So, thanks for checking out Dad at Play, and I will talk with you next time. Thanks.
Show me the power of the darkness.
I'm not giving you anything.
We'll see.